Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and I learned from yesterday we're not going to start playing game until we actually pop in. Is there a new changelog? There is, hooray! So, finally, we got good stuff. Woodland Mansions, Explorer maps, Observers, Totems of Undying, Spawn Eggs, and we finally have 1.11 hunger, hooray! Alright, cool, alright, let's jump on in. Howdy, welcome back. Make sure that is up and that is slightly down. So we initialize the server. We are in a cave without a sword because that's the last thing that happened yesterday. Right next to some blue carbon. Let's head on over here. We're gonna explore, make sure that this is properly safe. Alright, no lava. And now, if you look at the bottom, even the item durability disappears with the hotbar. I'd like to see the item, please. That's a little unfortunate. But yeah, it would be wise if we started finding the exit since we don't have any defense. The best we have is the axe. I guess that's offense. We still have armor and stuff. But like, we're in a good area. And we just got here. Okay, you know what? No wonder why it was slightly louder. Gonna turn that back up for me. Also some lapis, since once we get out of here, we have some enchanting to do. Toss that, toss that. I just cleaned out my inventory and it's already filling up. And again, several of the slots are just a redstone. Alright, let's think. Is there a safe way to get here without touching the lava? This seems like a decent way to get out. Or, hold on, I think I might have seen a safer way. How about we go this way instead? Except there's more lava. And this just loops around. Well, never mind, this doesn't get us very far. Alright, here's what we'll do. I think we're just gonna start mining this way. But wait, there's more. Oh, cool to acquire. Lava going down, layer by layer. Alright, now we could start heading on out. Oh wait, do I? Alright, just kidding, hold on. Uno mas. This is a Juicy Drop Pop commercials. I'll take that, thank you. Alright, now for sure this time, we can head on out. And I'm thinking if that way leads towards the mountains, this way is forest. This way is the desert, maybe? Like this way might not lead us under big chunk of water. Let's toss that since this is our first time collecting diorite. I'm gonna have some sorting to do once we get back top. Today's gonna be a big day of progress though. We're gonna get to go to the Nether and the enchantment table. Have fun over there with the Eclipse. I was checking out the stats and whatnot for it. I'm way too far south to get any part of it. To no surprise. Enjoy the time over there. Do I hear street sweeper coming on through? It's that time of the week again. I hear a Zomble. What are you doing, buddy? Is there a cave near here? I kind of want to investigate. No, I'll investigate later. Definitely making noises, that's for sure. Oh, hold up. Before I lose another pickaxe unnecessarily. I don't think I've ever encountered an eclipse so late in the day. Most of the time it's been in the morning. Or earlier in the day. It's a dungeon! There's another Zomble dungeon. That's why it's so noisy. Hooray! We're just gonna plop a couple more torches, just to make sure that this area is safe. Alright, we'll be back later. 90% is a good amount. It'll be quite noticeable. Alright, let's see. Can we combine these now? Party potato. Saved an inventory slot. Oh my gosh, I was one block away from ending up right where I dug out the clay yesterday. What the... I was just here. Oh, in fact, I even missed a block. Except I don't think we have the space, do we? Oh, we do. I'll take the plus clay. Alright, well, we made it. Let's just head on up. The offhand doesn't fade with the hotbar. That's a bummer. I don't see any of my previous players. We must be far away. Yeah. That is such a weak splash sound. I miss the alpha splash sound. That one was so dramatic. The sound that you hear at the start of Minecraft Every Day by Seps, I believe. A song that was filmed back in Alpha 1.0.15. I see my hut over there. I guess it's a little more than a hut, but it's one room. Taking a short stroll shouldn't be too bad. Although there's a good chance plenty of other people will have the same idea. Is this the backside? Where did I put the staircase? I think I put the staircase on the other side. This is a time when I kind of wish I was on Oreo. That would be useful. Alright, wheat farm is almost time to test the new system. And then while that's going on, we have ores to cook up. And we still have an entire, maybe not an entire, but we have a chest to go searching for as well. I'll toss that. Oh, in fact, hold on. Let's just start cooking both of these up. Hooray! 18 diamonds. While we're here, let's also just combine all this. Fall into the sands of time. What a way to put it. There we go. Inventory managed. Hold on. Now inventory managed. Hello, hi, howdy do as well. Alright, let's toss all this stuff that we don't need. And we have coal. Don't we... I'm pretty sure I left more coal down in the chest as well. I'm gonna try to go back for it. We'll see if I can succeed or not. Looks like today is also gonna be the day that we'll need to update our storage system. I don't think we have enough. Alright, and the slam ball. Oh, you know what? Here, let's be smart about this. How about we make another sword? Living only until you're 50 sounds rather young with today's standards. Alright, I needed this way. The question is, can I find where in the mineshaft I left all my stuff? Wait, can we still block? We can still block. Interesting. They didn't remove that. Then again, if they didn't change the combat stuff. Does that mean we don't have shields? Because I think arrows are the other thing that we can put in the offhand. Maps and arrows. You know what? Hold on. How about before we find the chest, we check out this dungeon real quick. It's not too far away. Is this the correct pillar? This is not the correct pillar. That's not the dungeon I was looking for. Oops, hold up. We gotta keep going. But yes, there is that dungeon there. That's just not the dungeon I'm talking about. That was slow. I wonder if I should have brought Oreo for this. Too late. I saw the diorite here, and at first I thought it was mossy cobblestone, and thought I found a dungeon right in the side of the hill here. I was mistaken. Alright, am I not finding the pillar? I just towered up. Because that's the one I just went into. Did I not make it nearly tall enough? This area is familiar. I sure hope there's not a bug with saving worlds and stuff. I probably should have looked at the potentially dangerous versions list. Oh, there it is. Spider. Don't worry, spider. You won't be harvested. I should have plenty of string now. There we go. Alright, let's get the goods. Nice. Microphone issues. Hopefully that's corrected. Hold on. Was this all the way I went? Where did the cave go? Oh, I hear the zombies. It's right here. There we are. Alrighty, who's inside? Hello, buddy. I wonder if they added Sweeping Edge. If we have the 1.9, or half of the 1.9 combat now. I wonder if they added the enchantment. Minecraft tries really, really hard to spawn every structure within a legacy console world. For example, the whatchamacalled, the mansion, there we go, that's the word. The roofed mansion is probably not going to spawn 10,000 blocks away like it tries in Java. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't know what the minimum distance is. But woodland mansions for sure spawn far closer. There's cat. What do we got in here? Looting 1. Not terrible if I can get more looting. Alright, well now I have access to another spawner here. Inventory is partially full. Decisions. We'll keep exploring this cave real quick, because we'll need to come back. If this starts branching off, then we'll return. Green bean, I see you. Alright, split paths. Away we go. It's kind of funny how under the right areas, or if you are in the correct areas, the sun starts looking like the crescent moon during an eclipse. Who buzzed me is important. I can wait an hour and a half. Alright, back to the mine shaft. Do you have... well, regular people probably wouldn't, but do you have any, like, medical x-ray films? Like, the printed sheets? I'm looking for... Alright, let's think. So this is the exit. There's the mine shaft. Somewhere not too far away is where I have the thingy. 1 year, maybe... it might have been 2017. I can't remember. 1 year that there was an eclipse going on. Since my dad frequently works in hospitals and whatnot, we have a couple old x-ray films, and so we folded it over so it's double thick. We were able to look through that. Look through the black part of the film, I should say. But I understand that regular people probably don't have access to that. It's kind of interesting because it makes it look purple. I have a picture, I think it ended up on Instagram, where I called it the crescent sun. Because it looked like the moon, but it looked like the crescent moon. But it was also tinted purple, which made it a little unique, I guess. I don't think I've heard the term colander before, but I understand the concept. I don't even know if I said that right. Unless it's colander. Well, that just sounds like a mispronunciation of calendar. Is this a chunk error? Maybe not. This, see, you could see the string there. This tried to generate a mineshaft tunnel, but it didn't. This mineshaft doesn't feel like it generated properly. When I'm looking around, because I don't know. Oh, this is early in the trip, because this is where I found the bedrock. I wonder if Black Hole Sun was named after an eclipse. Although, truth be told, I haven't heard that song in such a long time. I don't remember the lyrics. Alright, so that's there. Where did I leave the chest of goodies? Oh boy. This area is definitely familiar. Maybe I should have marked it. Maybe I should have put 2 torches next to each other when I'm on the correct path. I don't see wood down here. Is this it? Is this the tunnel? Because it should be just off to the right, correct? Party potato! I found it. He's not here, right? Uh-oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Why is the minecart yellow? Why'd they change the name for that? Alright, well, the good news is we made it back here. Bad news is we don't have the inventory space. How about we leave this redstone for now, and we'll come back for it a second time. eclipse glasses expire after 2 years. In fact, I think the ones I have expired after 18 months. And there was not another eclipse after that within the 18-month span. So they're essentially one-time use. Alright, so hold on. Let me go back to where I need to be. Alright, so this is it. This is the tunnel for sure. What we'll do is gonna put those torches down. Those 4 torches will help me know that that is the correct path I need to be. So now what I need to do is find which way I went for the exit. This way. We're gonna put another 3 torches down. Probably move that one. How often do people regularly want to observe the sun outside of eclipses? Pretty sure it's gonna look the same. Big circle. At least when you're viewing from way down here without any sort of telescoping system. Alright. I know where I am, and I know where I need to be. And I don't have any dirt to get down there. Nope. One-way trip, I guess. There we go. Alright, we're getting there. But now I have to come back one more time to collect the last of the goods. Half an hour, and I haven't done anything other than try to go collect what I did yesterday. If they're not as expensive as you think, I wonder how common sun spotting is as a hobby. That's outside my area of interest, though. Yeah, you know what? Next time we're taking an Oreo. I don't want to walk all this. I'm watching the microphone input. It does not have permission to make unnecessary noises. I wonder if I can just replace the cable. It depends on if it's part of the headset end or the cable extension end. Because if it's on the cable extension end, that can be replaced. But if it's part of the headset, I'd have to replace the headset itself. Surely there was some sort of scientific basis for calling the sun a deadly laser, and not just for comedic effect. Alright, now that we're here, let's grab all that. And in fact, we're gonna do a test. Place your bets now. Do you think... In fact, hold on, I have an idea. Do you think the furnace held on to all the XP from what it was cooking? No. Alright, well, let's try this instead. We're gonna let that cook up, do what it needs to. And these are gonna take even more inventory slots. I'm at 3 records already. Oops. I wonder if I should move the mossy cobblestone into this chest as well. Do I only have the 48? I have another stack in 16. Alright, let's check on this real fast. We are at level 34. Okay, so we do in fact lose out on all the XP whenever we cook stuff and the item goes into the hopper. Bit of a bummer. I guess we'll just deal with it. Especially now that I have 2 different locations I can use dungeons for. Alright, let's grab... Toss that. Toss that. Coal, coal. Gonna turn this into another stack of blocks, or another 7 blocks. Oops. Alrighty, so I think now we can venture back one final time. Since the only thing that left back there was redstone. Oreo, time to go. Yeah, I need a pathway on this backside. I built the staircase in the wrong direction, it seems. Oops. I wonder if these are the extreme hills that I keep finding all those emeralds in. How many am I at now? 6 in total? I know I was just looking at the chest, but I wasn't paying attention to the number. Nada YouTube. Alright, let's see. Where is a good area? Probably just right here. Alright, Oreo, don't go anywhere. I wonder how many times I'll keep coming down here, because going up and down this staircase is not fun. It's too easy to just build these 1-block staircases, where you just go up 1 over, or up 3 over 1. But you know what, if I just had... There we go. no longer just a one-way trip. There's definitely much more exploring to do here, but between yesterday and all this walking today, probably gonna hold off. It's the dirt room, right? Yep, there it is. I think it was a good idea for me to leave all these markers. The question is... Okay, nope, went too far. This will probably be the last time for now, so if I ever need to get back here again, I'll figure it out next time. Ten minutes won't be too long now. It'll go by fast. Yeah, I missed something. Oops. Oh boy. Time to spend another 10 minutes myself just trying to wander around here. Because I think my problem is I keep plopping through here. That little corner when I don't need to. There it is. So I should be going this way. Right instead of left. It's another buzz. Is that important? There we go. You know what, here, we're just gonna test real fast, make sure it's not a bug. There's a redstone in there. Break that, drops the redstone. Cool. Spider, I hear you, buddy. Alright, not this way. Because we need to find... I think this is one big square, and I keep going round and round and round. I think that's my problem. If I can get back to the dirt room, then I'll know from there. Nope, I just went right back to the entrance. I don't think automated farms negatively affect survival long term. In the reason of, it gives you something to work towards. To best enjoy Minecraft, you always need to keep making your own goals. And the process of creating an automated farm is a goal. And usually it's not something you can complete quickly unless you're already far advanced in the world and you have plenty of resources pre-stockpiled. So like, if you want to enjoy Minecraft, you always need to make your own goals. So even if you automate everything, you still would have run out of things to do in Minecraft if you don't keep creating your own things to do. Oh wait, we're back here. Hold on. I need to see what's down here because I missed it last time. I feel like duplicating items is always subjective. For what purpose are you doing so? Hello, buddy. There's another emerald. Of course. A lot of people use duplication just to save a bunch of time. There's another one. Just to save time and stuff. But this also comes down to, won't that make Minecraft boring if if you don't earn the reward of getting the items on your own? I get that? Yes, I did. You know what, here, let's take one quick look around. Because this is a ravine, right? Oh no, this is not. There's no ravine here. There's a lot of planks. Alright, time to go. Alright, let's see if we can find the exit. Can you even use barriers in survival? I guess maybe you can. I think you just need to hold the item in order to see it. The setup for a duplication process is usually easy. As long as you have the resources. And unless you're doing something crazy advanced like duplicating the Ender Dragon XP drop. Usually people use duplication for means of it's easier than going out and collecting the resources yourself. If you have to put time and effort, you might as well just collect the resources on your own, as opposed to trying to duplicate it. So in terms of farms, farms are usually not easy if you want them to be efficient. It's easier nowadays with the addition of hoppers, dispensers having better functionality, and observers. But otherwise, it still takes some time and effort to set all that up. Minecraft has only gotten easier over time, because back in 2011, that's not where we go. Back in 2011, most of people's Minecraft worlds were just building large structures and decorations and stuff. 2010 was like that as well. Part of that being, there wasn't a lot of survival to do. There weren't a lot of things to collect. Ow. I didn't realize that was falling gravel. Minecraft nowadays has a lot of technical things beyond just decorational blocks. There's also structures as a whole to go and find. Specific loot to collect. Minecraft is not just about being creative and designing your world anymore. There's a Minecraft chest with also nothing in it. Well, that's a bummer. That makes two. I wonder if every mineshaft that I've already generated, or every Minecraft chest that I've already generated doesn't have any items in it. Wonder if that's a bug from the early versions that now I have to deal with because these are old chunks. Because I'm pretty sure this area was generated the first day. If not, for sure the second. Alright, so we came back here. We found that's the plank shaft. I need to find here. I feel like farms nowadays tend to require a lot of redstone. I guess, well, here's the thing, I'm pretty sure there's ways to set up witch farms, which means, yes, you can farm redstone. Well, I don't know how advanced those have to be, or how advanced they end up being, as opposed to just going out and looking for redstone. Which, as long as you're in a good cave system low enough, gotta go. Can you jump? Thank you. As long as you're in a good cave system low enough, you'll find redstone plentiful. Especially if you have... not looting, that's for swords. Fortune's for tools. As long as you have fortune on your pickaxe, and you're in a good cave system, you'll totally stockpile redstone. All that redstone can then be used to help fund the builds. But you still have to put in the time for all that. Howdy Potato, welcome back. Is there a way to cheese villager trading these days to always have an unlimited amount of an item? Because I feel like that's something I haven't learned yet. I'm used to trades getting locked after certain amounts. After a certain amount of trades of that item. I'm not all familiar with how it works these days. I probably knew more back when I was playing on UMP and I set up my little villager trading station over there. The fake village where I would ship the villagers out over to the area. And then the iron golems left their positions and crowded the villager trading area. That was crazy. And in fact, I think some of that still showed up on the... What did I just make? The 5-year anniversary video. So placing the lectern over and over again is a very easy way to get what you want. It's just time consuming. Minecraft has certainly optimized some things, whether that be intentional or not. Oh, now we're at 5 emeralds. Oop. Alright, we're going to condense all this redstone because I don't have plans to do crafting with it yet. Or I guess building. Because we are going to start taking on some survival tasks that I was just saying wasn't around back in beta. We're going to try to do our own enchanting in the nether. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I never did anything with that sugarcane. Oops. Where is that quote from again? Players will optimize the fun out of it, out of the game. Because I know I've heard that before, and I know I've quoted it before, but I can't remember where it came from. Chances are I saw it on Twitter a few years ago. Yeah, we have a lot of non-stackable items in here. Okay, potions, horse armor, records, minecarts. We should come up with a better storage system. We'll see how long until I do that. Hiccup. I don't know if speedrunners find fun in optimizing, but I know they should at least find fun in the speedrunning aspect itself. Why do something if you're not enjoying it? Alright, we're almost there. Hopefully, as long as I'm in the area and I keep sleeping, the wheat should grow up soon. Civilizations 4. Interesting. Alright, so we need 3 of these. That's not 3. Well, here, I guess we'll take some of that. We have 40 or 56. We'll grab sand, even though, no, this won't make any difference. Oh, wait, hold on. We have observers now, which requires quartz. Okay, so sounds like we're going to the nether before we go do enchanting. Alright, I have plans. Order of operations. Alright, so step 1 is getting obsidian. So we're just going to mine it the regular way. I did not mean to put those in there. Let's find out, is there an achievement for making a diamond pickaxe? Nope. That's okay. While I'm here, my armor's still doing fine. I'll probably make a chest plate and use that later. Alright, so now we need a bucket. I'm gonna borrow one from over here. Excuse me, Mr. Dispenser. I need that, thank you. It's not really a competition if Minecraft is clearly gonna be the winner for the foreseeable future. The question is, will there ever be a game that overthrows Minecraft for being #1 most sold game? You know what'd be really funny? If Half-Life 3 managed to pull that. It would probably just be getting lucky, kind of like how GTA 5 was most sold for a while, right? Or is GTA 5 always second most behind Tetris? Alright, we need to go this way. I guess I could just find anywhere. Lava's plenty common. Oh, more sugarcane. I'll take that, thank you. Got all 3. Yep, alright, cool. Because I think that was 3 tall and not 4. They've been trading back and forth. Who's still buying Tetris? What are they releasing Tetris on? There's no way this is like the original Tetris that they're still selling. Like, you can sell it on different platforms and whatnot. Bring it on proper modern day hardware. So all of Tetris combined versus probably 2 editions of Minecraft. Is the Minecraft copy sold combined Java and Bedrock? There's a Switch port for a lot of games. I'm sad that The Living Thringle isn't on there yet. I don't even know if I can still release it for the Switch 1. If anything, I'd have to release it for the Switch 2, which would be a bummer since I don't have a Switch 2. The game itself runs fine. I need to figure out why it's not launching on the Steam Deck, though. That's a problem that absolutely needs to be fixed when I can, but I need to borrow my friend's Steam Deck again. Because I don't know why it's failing to launch. It used to work when I was doing testing a few months ago. My game would work on there. And now it doesn't. Hello! There's where we're getting our lava. Nintendo made a good all-around handheld device that plays many games that used to, or that were on PC originally. It does what it needs to, on a budget. And then you have the Steam Deck, which, if you have less of a budget, or I guess I should say a larger budget, alright, now we sit and we wait. Because we're gonna collect... You know, I might as well just collect the 14. 10 for the portal plus 4 for the enchantment table. People like blocks. You could build stuff. Most people are inherently creative. I say most because I don't know how creative lawyers are. You know, that's not entirely true. I'll give them props for coming up with loopholes within legal statements. we're halfway there, said Bon Jovi. That reminds me, I should check in on Solid Fingers again. Wonder if there's a new video out. Since last time I checked. What is the easiest game in the world? I feel like if you find something too easy, it gets boring. There is no game. It's just psychological manipulation. Not to be mistaken with the actual There Is No Game. The Game Jam 2015 little mini project that Markiplier played years ago. I never played the sequel, partially because the sequel costs money, and I haven't spent the money on it. Ah, I looked away. Now we have to wait again. There Is No Game is very fun. Something creative, as we were just talking about that. And I wonder if I should just mine all of this. I was expecting there to be a lot more lava here, but seeing as there's not all too much, maybe I should just grab this now. Like, let's see, can we get... Let me steal that real fast. Ow. Alright, that worked. I got tired of having that lava flowing down here. In fact, with how small this is, I wonder if I can just mine this up and there won't be anything underneath. I've not heard of Coconut Simulator. Is that even a game if you have no interaction? There's a game I saw on Steam that's currently on my wish list. We'll see if I ever get it. It's called Bottle Can Float. You watch a bottle float down a river. But it is technically a game because you can throw rocks at the bottle and other pieces of trash to move the bottle as it floats down the stream. But wait, there's more. It's not just bottles. You can move cans and, I don't know, probably like a ramen cup. I don't remember. Not everything on Steam is a game. Y'all ever heard of a little short film studio called Oat Studios? They made several videos, or they made several short films, and for the most part they were all different universe continuities and whatnot. And I can't remember, they were usually like sci-fi based, or fantasy. I don't even remember how I came across them, but Oat Studios used to have their short film collection on Steam. I don't know if they do anymore. Why was he almost gone? Uh-oh. I heard that. Haha, haha. Finally, I can hear game sounds because it's not super quiet today. The Steve mug was the official, like, that was back in the Jinx era, right? When Mojang was selling Jinx merch. I feel like I remember that. They had Steve and a creeper, right? Did I walk right past this? There's no way. Level up. you want to see how realistic graphics can get, just watch a modern day live action movie. The funny part is, there's not a lot of live action movies left. How much of it is green screened? There's definitely a slime chunk. There we go. Because I want to say that's the second time I've found a slime in here. Because I think yesterday I found a slime in the same area. Now here's a question. How did I end up in here? Didn't I fall down? Right. Okay, so it was up here. This is where I came from. There was a game that was essentially a tech demo for a game. The Atomic Heart 2019 demo, I think. Like February or May 2019 tech demo. There was no game, but it did showcase the visuals of it. Atomic Heart eventually came out, like 5 years later. But yeah, I remember trying the old ray tracing tech demo on my 1080. It didn't run well. It barely ran at all. But that's okay, because now I have a 3070 and I can play the full Atomic Heart. As much as I talked about that game for months, eventually it was either gifted to me or I bought it, but I have it now. But I never played it, because I think it's like 110 gigabytes install size. Yeah, as much as I want to play it, I'm gonna have to really try to find storage space to install it. So if Coconut Simulator is on Steam and whatnot, do you just be a coconut that sits there? Is there nothing to do? Tech demos are interesting. There's usually not a lot of replay value. They're good visual showcases. Which 4K are you talking about? Because there are 3 versions. If you're just a coconut that sits there, why? Where did I end up? I totally passed my little hill. Oops. And it'd be cool if the horse stopped getting stuck in blocks. When you say realistic versus logical, let's see. I think a lot of people try to be grounded in the real world that we have. Although, that's usually rather boring. Don't people play games to escape reality? It's kinda interesting with all that. There's a llama here. Buddy, where'd you come from? Yes, thanks for telling me what a llama is. Although, truth be told, I feel like llamas trailing in caravans is a feature that people don't think about. Unless you go for the advancement for it. So let's move that over. Alright, what do we got? Got another stack of red dust. That's what we got. Alright, toss that. Toss that. Both of these need to be cooked up. If there's a game that doesn't follow any real logic, what would you do? If it's all random in every aspect, I feel like people would find that frustrating, that there's no consistency. If there is some form of consistency, then it follows its own logic. Alright, we're gonna plop this down right where I said I wanted to back in episode 1, I think. Well, when I remember where that is. Right here! As much as I've heard about Baba Is You, I have no idea what kind of game it is. Fractal Block World is not something I've heard of, but I understand what fractals are. That's not the cobblestone chest. Do I just go in like this? Oh wait, hold on. We're missing something. Do you know what I'm missing? That's right, kids. I'm missing the flint and steel. Is it a shapeless recipe by now? Hooray, it is. It used to be a shaped recipe. I'm glad that they changed it to shapeless. Alright. What could possibly go wrong on my first trip to the Nether? Surely it won't be me spawning in on this tiny little floating island, right? It can never be that bad. This is Legacy Console Edition. This is safe Minecraft. Except I need to put away this water bucket. It's not gonna do me any good. Oh wait, hold up. It belongs over here. I feel like you'll call those sound effects in the Rulers placeholders. That's not what I want. And never gotten to replacing them. Is when you go back and listen to it, those are some very odd sounds. Although I don't know if the Living Triangle is much better, but I tried. Definition of misophonia. Misophonia. Alright, in we go. Everything will be just fine. Oh wait, I forgot cobblestone. Right next to ow. That was a slow reaction. Internal server. Not fun. Sensitivity to certain frequencies. I cannot guarantee I'll remember that, but I do understand. Oh hooray, we don't have the beta nether. This means that we don't have to worry about a lack of quartz. Uh-oh. I saw that. Alright, we're gonna take a little bit of time to wander around, just because I want to load up some chunks here. Why are there so many random floating blocks? What's wrong with this generation? That looks so strange. Oh, hello. You gonna fall, buddy? Did the internal server die? Oh my gosh, guess not. I didn't even hear you. Yeah, that lava's not falling. Well, I guess just two of these pigmen just don't feel like moving. Alright, let's put out some of these fires. Ow. Man, why do I have to deal with this old bug again? I guess it hasn't been fixed yet. It took them so long on the 360 version to fix the bug where ghasts, you couldn't hear the ghasts. That's because Java Minecraft was smart. It played the ghast firing sound at full volume regardless of distance. However, They don't do that on here because the ghast firing sound is still being played at the ghast, and the ghast is usually very far away from you to be able to hear it. Let's just on that start again. Internal server lag. That's okay because now we have the nether. And thankfully, since we're right next to the fortress, I think we'll be good. The observers were added, I think, this version. Either this version or the one from yesterday. But yeah, on the 360 edition, I don't know how much quartz I got. I feel like I had to reset the nether. Oh wait, you know what I did? I think I didn't go to the nether until there was quartz added. I feel like it took me a long time to get to the nether on the 360 version because I didn't want the beta nether. Probably picked quartz as another resource to give the nether slightly more things to do. You say the overworld was cluttered, but when you look at it, emeralds were added back in 1.3. That was an overworld ore. And then quartz was added in 1.5. So they very well could have decided, well, we need something in the nether. At the time, there was a popular mod going around called Nether Ores. And that brought over all of the overworld ores into the nether for their own equivalents. Because I remember that being popular back in 1.4 and 1.5. Oh wait, what am I doing? We have coal blocks. This isn't beta 1.8. I really would like to hope that it was the community that inspired 1.16, because I don't think Nether Ores was still popular that late. Alright, what we need to do, we're going to keep the flint and steel, we're going to grab cobblestone, because cobblestone is ghast proof. The people saying they like the empty nether being cool and atmospheric are the same people who call Minecraft Alpha and Infdev liminal. Oh, the emptiness of the end. Oops. Alrighty. We're going back. I feel like charcoal is useful for survival challenges. Most of the time you don't really need it for regular survival worlds. We'll probably bring this out to like here. Oh, in fact, I have an idea. We're gonna use this for the roof. Here's the question. Are people, modern day people, using the term liminal correctly? Because we can understand it to be transient. But I think to myself, does the population know that? Alright, can I reach 3 blocks down? I don't think so. I think it's only 2. I've not generated any end rings in UMP. I haven't been that far out. I already went on one super far distance on that world. Well, thankfully, when you think about it, I don't need to go nearly as far. And I don't have to walk there. Because it's only 382,000 blocks, right? There's plenty of time for that. Ow. We're gonna eat real fast, heal up. Hooray, new hunger. When you say generate all of the first ring, do you mean travel between the start and the end, or do you mean go all the way around? Because you have to generate 200,000 blocks in the middle. 200,000 blocks of just emptiness. I saw that. Teehee, gas, you missed me. Oh wait, that wasn't a gas, that was a blaze. Uh-oh. You were slightly more dangerous. I feel like it's not worth it generating the entire ring. Alright, how about we have a front door? Put it right in here. LARP will always be live action roleplay. If you say something different, I will tell you you're wrong. Alrighty, here we go. Here's our nice big safe area. Oops. Now here's our nice big safe area. I don't know what I'll do back here, but now we have our little cobblestone fortress, which is the typical cobblestone box that I build just about every time I visit the Nether. Toss that. Come on, buddy, not my front door. Not my torches. Can you stop? There's no way there's just one doing this. Not my floor. I need to make this out of nether brick. Now you're still role-playing as someone else. Can you stop? Oh, I didn't realize I was nearly dead. Haha. We're gonna wait here and hopefully not experience our first death of the series. It'd be really cool if I could survive this entire series and not die. Uh-oh. You don't see me. I said you don't see me. Yeah, I feel like I should put... I don't want to build the floor out of cobblestone because that's not cool at all. But if the netherrack's way too soft, then we'll probably use nether brick. Since thankfully, there's plenty of nether brick right there. Alright, where are you, buddy? Haha! Insta-kill. No, thank you. I don't think we have sweeping edge on here. Because I feel like it would... There's another one? No! Come on, y'all, leave me alone. I'm busy here. Oi! One thing's for sure, they're making a mess over here. Howdy, Paul. Welcome back. If I did not greet you earlier. I remember when Poser was still around. I don't know the last time I've heard someone use it, though. Nether music's pretty good. I do appreciate it. I don't regularly listen to it, though. It also doesn't kick in the same nostalgia as Volume Alpha for the reason of... for the songs on Volume Alpha for the reason of... it came out with the game years later. Can you guests leave me alone? I'm trying to do stuff here. Do I need to build a tunnel? I just want to get into the fortress. Hello. Hi. You're oops. There, we made it in. Alright, well, let's get to exploring. If we can collect enough blaze rods, that'd be cool. Enough to find the stronghold. I feel like the old, or I should say the Nether music that came out back in the day with 1.7 fits the 1.7 Nether. I don't think it fits modern Nether, which is so much more lively. There's an indirect way to agree with you. Probably should have brought more torches. Oops. There used to be able to create blocks of coal with charcoal back when charcoal was first implemented in the snapshots. That doesn't happen anymore. Let's take that, thank you. sat here and I waited, and somehow YouTube didn't boot me out. I said that to live. Live check. This is the part where I tell y'all to make sure that the button at the bottom left is red, wherever it says live on the video player. And I left the clock up. Another day of me not knowing what the problem is. And another day of me figuring out what I'm gonna do next to try to solve it. Stream was struggling. It didn't hit absolute zero the whole time, which is probably how YouTube managed to just keep holding on to the hope that I was gonna make it. Hello. Goodbye. Not time for part 2 if we can keep up one singular video. You see, when I say there's no correlation, because this happened much later in the day. We're already nearly an hour and a half into the day. And usually is anywhere between 50 minutes and an hour and 10 minutes. This time we're a whole hour and 25. Hello, when it started. I don't want to wither up. Oh, you know, hold on, keep that. The internet is fine, it's something with the connection. When we talked to our Spectrum guy a little while back, he was saying that there's something causing corruption between the pole and the router, or the modem, I should say. There's a problem between the pole and the modem. He sent a tech out to try to fix it, and the tech said that supposedly he fixed the problem. And I'm gonna tell him next time I can, no, he did not fix the problem. We don't use fiber. I'm pretty sure they don't run fiber through the telephone poles. Or maybe they do. But like, they haven't done any of the work here in the past however long. I don't think they run fiber up there. I can't say for certain, because I haven't been around long enough to know. Well, I'm pretty sure it's the regular copper cables that they've had installed for however many years. I did not see you there, buddy. Let's try to live. For some reason, I always thought they installed fiber underground. Am I just mistaken? Either way, it still has to come through a regular coax cable into the modem itself. That's definitely not fiber speeds. Me from 5 years ago would have been mistaken. Alright, y'all. I'm coming in. I'm going out. It's a totally bad idea. This isn't the optimal way to play. I know how fiber works. That is glass and they shine light because light is the fastest thing in the universe. So we use light to travel as fast as possible. To travel such great distances as fast as possible. But I always thought was that my sword? Did my sword just break? Again? These iron swords are weak. Oh no, it ended up over here. How'd that happen? Did I drop it? Hello to you as well. I'm at 4 blaze rods. That'll get me 8. 8 of the powder for 8. Oh, whatchamacallit. 8 powder for 8 Eyes of Ender. I was just sitting here, waiting, and then I got shot with a fireball. Well, that's not cool. As I try to close the clock. Last time we said everything was good, and 5 minutes later, it wasn't. Have you looked at... oh boy. Have you looked at all of the content I've published? There's gonna be an immediate rejection for the reason of thumbnails being reused 10 times, descriptions being reused 80 times. What else do they check? They check most viewed watch time and general theme. I'm saving myself the embarrassment and not going for it. I am not at all a modern day YouTuber. None of my content reflects that. We're back for now. This is the part where I say, thank you all for sticking through technical difficulties beyond my control. Because I'm getting to the point of wondering, where is the problem lying? The streaming used to be fine for the most part, however many months ago, when I started again. And it's not getting any better. Which means this is a more recent problem. Or whatever problem I had previously is only getting worse. Alright, how are we doing? We're at 5. You know, we almost have enough blaze rods. The only problem is we don't have enough food. YouTube might accept people do streams, but you know what they really want? They want each video to be unique and stand out. I don't do that. I don't do that at all between titles, descriptions, and thumbnails. Because I do a lot of serialized content. I don't think the YouTube partner program is a gold mine. You know, back in 2016, when I managed to meet whatever the requirements were back then, I earned $2 from the like 10 or 11 months that I was in. I earned $2 from the YouTube partner program back in the day. And then they raised the requirements. And now I'm looking and I think, well, they're doing it again. February 1st, I think, is when they're increasing the requirements. And I'm just barely under that because you need 8,000 watch hours within the last 12 months. Originally, I think it was 1,000 hours in the last 12 months, or maybe 500 hours, can't remember. Used to be much lower, and now you need 8,000 hours. And I'm at 7.9 thousand hours in the last 12 months. I'm just barely beneath the requirements for the new one. And I don't expect to optimize my YouTube strategy because my goal is to do as I wish. And that's, for the most part, doing all these streams because these are more fun than doing the pre-recorded Let's Plays from back in the day. It's also kind of a reason why I haven't gone back to BioShock and the Half-Life series. I need to finish those. I want to say I'm in the middle of Infinite, and I need to do Half-Life 2 Episode 2. I think I finished Episode 1. I can't remember. That's all that. The microphone issue, as I watch, the microphone issue is technically within my control if I were to spend the money on it. Which I'm looking at my upcoming expenses, and I might be able to squeeze it in. It's gonna be probably about the same quality, since I have a budget borderline the same as what I did previously when I got this one back in 2018. But that is definitely high priority, because if I can at least have a better microphone that doesn't like making static sounds being buried under pillows, that will increase the overall viewing experience. The internet issue, I've tried several things by now, none of them seem to be working. I never advanced to networking when it comes to IT learning. I stopped at regular, like, end user stuff when I went through IT training. Oh, I'm at 6 blaze rods. I'd rather have 7 in case I use an eye and it breaks. Always collect more blaze rods that you need, but start by only making 12 eyes. Hey, buddy. And now I'm at 7. Okay, I doubt I'll lose 2. Alright, we can head back now. I got what I needed. How much quartz do I have? Did I mine any? We'll come back for quartz later because I need observers. Because I want observers for... Oh, whatchamacallit. I want observers to make the pistons for a sugarcane farm, which we were just recently talking about when it comes to automated farms. Which I will be making an automated sugarcane farm on here. Part of that is we only have 20 episodes on this world. Where's my stuff? We only have 20 episodes on this world. I'm not going to take the time to do manual sugarcane farms. And it's snowing again. Welcome back to the winter wonderland. Let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timer, because I get the opportunity to do it on here. There we go. No more Christmas, please. I don't know if there's any snow up there. I kind of want to find out. Let's just boop, boop, boop. Nope. No snow. Remember, kids, we go with the snow, but not the snow that is yellow. That's an old reference that I can't believe is turning 20. I need to do something with all these chests. At least it'll fund my storage system coming up. Oh, I don't have the space for all this. Oops. That's unfortunate. Alright, well. So what we'll do Because I need 2 of those. I can almost make a full set of armor. Woohoo. Alright. I don't expect to use a command block, partially because what would I use it for? I don't plan on ending up like Method's Polyworld, that he actually finished and didn't stop after 25 episodes. I was right, I could put it in Block Museum. I need to find a place to put that. Because I'd never be able to use it again. Wait, hold on. You need operator commands enabled. I don't know if you can get a command block, because it's not in the creative menu, right? Oh wait, no, they added it. They added a special tab for that. Just kidding. Hold on, how's the bread doing? I already filled up everything in the release 1.8 section. It'd have to be later. That's too far in the future anyways. I still haven't planned anything past 1.18. Because I have plans. And right now, thinking 1.18 plus. I guess technically, I could figure something out all the way up until 1.21.11. Well, we'll see, since that's not fully decided yet. These items are moving so quickly. No, what is this? What is this? Why did they stop? No, don't give me that. Oh my gosh, that's so dumb. Why did they not flow into the hopper? They flowed next to the hopper. And can you please stop freezing? Thank you, buddy. I need to till that soil again. You know what? We're gonna build a roof for this. I don't know when, but we'll build it soon. The hoppers are taller than the farmland. You're right. I did build this wrong. I didn't think about that. Hoppers are taller than the farmland because farmland is slightly shorter than a full block. Okay, the good news is I understand why it didn't work. That's the important part. Okay, so easy fix, I just lower all of that. The series I've done for 360 Switch and 3DS and whatnot, those worlds are not going into Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld. It's my ground tiller, because I need you. Alright, so we're going to start the replanting process, but I'll need to redo all of this. Here, where do I start? How about I start right here? You know what, here, we'll start filling in this part. I don't know what I would have done with the farm and the hoppers. I was gonna move them somewhere. I don't know what my solution is if I didn't think that the farmland was too short. If this was 1.13, it wouldn't be a problem because the items would have floated in the water. Because that water was tall enough. Well, this world isn't gonna see 1.13 while it's on the Switch. Yeah, I'm just gonna move the hoppers down. What if I didn't think of that? What would have I done? At least we got a sizable yield out of this. I wasn't paying attention to what its maximum capacity is. And thankfully, we also filled it up in its entirety. Hooray! Alright, now that we have plenty of iron, I'm probably also gonna grab maybe another 2 chests and another maybe 3 hoppers. I have a couple fidget spinners. I have 2 of them that are these like oil slick looking colors where it's the vibrant red, yellow, and greens. And it looks like a saw blade. Because it has 7 large teeth. Alright, so I need... how about some cobblestone for building? In fact, hold on, where's coal? Kind of made a mistake because I realized I need some of this. I can chop down every tree on here, but I don't think I will, partially because I had 80 episodes to chop down a world that was 864 by 864, and I did not do it, I don't think. Because I tried. There are several areas on my 360 world where I tried chopping down every tree, and I gave up because I was taking way too long. Now I can technically go back and do it if I wanted, now that it's on the Minecraft Legacy world. But this is a much larger world, and I have much less versions. I will not be taking the time to chop down every tree on here. Even though it would be cool to see all those trees gone, all those trees gone, all those trees gone. I'll keep the leaves around here because these aren't trees. I like my little bush that I surrounded the house with. But yeah, there are many more trees, and I have much less time to get it done. That's what it's coming down to. It's kind of funny your message translated to zoom in on me. That's kind of funny. Alright, what we need is... we have cobblestone, we needed hoppers. I'll take that. Boy, my inventory is starting to look a little messy here. That's too much, but that's okay, because I only need 3 of these. Oops. Oopsies. Watch where you're looking. Don't want to accidentally place hoppers on your bushes. Starting to wonder now what it is you're going on about. Alright, so this all has to move. U2 trapdoor. That's not the correct tool. So now I need to have my row of hoppers down here, which means this can probably move, because the water won't flow into it. Oh, no, that maybe... you know, here, we'll start here. I do not know what it is. Here, let's dig this up as well. Deep Ridge is probably the best explanation for baritone. Do I still want the chest over there? Probably. Which means, excuse me to you. Now we're gonna have to dig all this up. As someone who has never owned a dog, I do not know. I have no tips for you. I'm gonna hope adoption means legally acquired. Alrighty, so now we're gonna put multiple chests here. Gonna put that one. Now we're gonna go down. Never dig straight down. It's okay, I'm a professional. Now we're gonna put another 2 hoppers here. Ta-da! There we go. This will increase our storage. Which also means now I could just leave all the seeds and all the wheat in here. Call it a day. Something tells me you're not a serious person. What on earth are y'all going on about? Talking nonsense, I feel. Oh, is that what you were talking about with the icon? That looks like a printer to me. Although that's also small scale. Because when I look over on YouTube, that looks like a printer. With the little paper sticking out of the top. UMP will not be returning for the foreseeable future. It'll come back eventually. I don't know when eventually will be. Oh, you know what? Hold on. We should probably catch some Z's and reset the weather timer. No more snow, please. UMP's not returning because I only do 1 series at a time. Besides, the world needs to be old. 1.18 isn't old, it's only 5 years. Autistic people tend to use word tags. So pause is positive, gen is not general. Oh my gosh. Genuine, there we go. SRS is serious. Alrighty, we're not going to test the system, but now all of the water should properly flow in there, and everything should be fine. Okay, I think we're fine. And thankfully, let's move that over. Thankfully, all of that is consistent. When you say still be there, still be here on YouTube doing stuff, or still not back on UMP in 5 years? Because the way things are looking, it might take me that long. You know, maybe I did decide when I wanted UMP to return. Maybe it was going to be like 10 years ago, or 10 years. Why do I feel like 2031 is the year UMP is going to return? Because that's 10 years after 1.18. You know, maybe it was going to be a certain time after 1.21.11. I can't remember. I don't know what content Monster makes. I feel like I've heard people talk about him. Alright, well, we will be back another time because we've run out of time for the day. We'll come back, hopefully Friday, if the internet functions properly. We'll be back again on Friday, and we're going to work on that sugarcane farm because I want to make these diamonds for the enchantment table. Yeah, that's all it for today, and I guess that's indeed all that. Thank you all for watching. Bye.